a story doesn't necessarily have to be true. You go to movies, and a lot of those stories aren't true. I mean, they could never happen. You don't think in your mind, "Oh, that's phony baloney." I mean, there's no such thing as robots that fly. More important is that to realize the power of stories to break through this era of skepticism. The problem I found as I've tried to promote the idea of developing stories with companies and nonprofits especially, because they usually have stories to tell. The problem is finding the right story. And when you find it, to not let it slip through your grasp, to grab it and process it. And the second thing is the processing. Most of these companies, particularly nonprofits, most organizations in general, are not staffed and they're not set up to do that. They're
Hmm.
not set up to process a story, to turn it into something that's crisp and clean in writing, or it's a colorful video. They're not processed to get that video or that print piece to the target audience.
Hmm.
That's not something that they were hired for. The other problem with storytelling is, and this happens with B2B companies a lot, B2B companies have no shortage of stories. My consulting company, Profit, we have 100 stories. And we have a case study for every conceivable industry and situation. But they're all dumbed down. They're all down to one page. They don't talk about the excitement, the tension, the breakthrough that had to occur for that story to emerge. Because maybe they fear the client would be sensitive. They didn't want you to know that they were in such shitty shape. Uh, or they didn't know that you were brilliant in a solution. They didn't want their competitors to learn about it. And usually that fear is misplaced.
That's a shame, isn't it, David? I mean, I feel like for any story to grab you, there has to be this transformation, from good to bad, bad to good, whatever. There has to be this change. And if it's a case study, it has to start from a place of they're not doing very well, and then through some sort of work, transform to doing very well, right? So without that, you don't have the
And
conflict,
all of
you don't
these
have the
stories, all
transformation.
these terrific, terrific stories,
Yeah,
they have a person behind it, or a set of people
right.
that's really it would be nice if you could get to know them.
The
They'll
characters,
have some points of tension, some things where they had breakthroughs and they had
right?
barriers, and that's what makes the story exciting. You go to any movie or read any novel, that's what
Yeah,
is exciting.
yeah. So what can we do about it? How can we help companies look at stories as legit vehicles and maybe be more willing to tell them more often?
I think it's a matter of accessing talent,
Mm,
and I think some larger companies now are hiring newspaper people or reporters that know how to do that, and and even hire people that are just good writers and storytellers.
right.
And but if you can't hire, you can access, because there's a lot of people out there, a lot of freelance people that can do that kind of thing. And so I think you need to hire or adopt the right people.
Yeah. Well, imagine, David, if every company or CMO has a script writer from Hollywood that's helping them gather these stories and write these amazing scripts. I mean, that would be something, wouldn't it?